Cheers.
All right, man. Toast to the men.
Toast to the fellas.
Yo, don't forget about me.
What up, Ndie?
So, this is awkward. Like, we should have gotten like a curvier couch. Yeah. This is like real.
But we'll make it work.
Yeah, man. We got this. We don't have guests often.
So it's awkward.
Scott is not a guest. It's not even.
What up, Scott?
Like, I'm guys are calling me a guest.
Like, yeah,
This
man.
is
Like,
awkward.
My bad, Scott.
First date vibes.
he bought the drinks and everything. Now we're gonna call him again.
Shout out to Scott, by the way. What up, Scott?
Nah, none of that is played. So, Scott, man. Scott wrote a book. I met Scott in 2015. I want to say 15. Yeah, 15.
All right.
Back in Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
It was I wrote Universe Full Cycle. It was a dialogue about what is a man, right? What's a modern day man?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was dope.
Crazy.
Yeah.
4 years later, we
still talking about this.
Still talking about that.
For 4 years we've been talking about men, bro. For 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we met that time. It was in Bloom. Shit, man. His energy was just dope. I was like, all right, man, this is cool, brother.
How crazy was that session, though, bro?
It was fire.
You were like resistant to the beginning. You were like,
I was.
what's this guy talking
I
about?
was with my then girl Funek.
Yeah, what up,
Yeah. So we went there with her and the homie Day. It turned out beautifully, man. Like, well, so fast forward, Scott got a book, Finding My Code. That's why I was like, we need like, I wanted to have a conversation with Scotty. Because that book was like,
flames.
It's fire. But we wanted, I've been trying to say I'm trying to get a steady girl. Like, I want to get my life in order. Yeah. The homie's like, nah, let's not do that. So I was like, all right. So clearly I have haters as friends. So, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up with Scott, man. Like, I don't know. Is it cool? Is it like, should we get married? Because like I don't know if we're like.
That's it.
No, it's just like the era that we're living in now. Like, can we do? Like, I'm trying to.
You know what? Let's start this here, right? So, why don't you want the bro to get settled? Let's start there.
Yeah.
Let's chop it up that way.
Myself personally.
Yeah.
Well, I just want us to do something. Let's just push a bit. I'm being a little selfish right now. My bad. Okay. All I'm trying to say is, I understand you want to fall in love. It's beautiful. Don't get it twisted. But what I'm saying is, let's just float first. Let's go. Shh. Don't give me that look. You understand what I'm saying? You feel that the fire burning inside. But what I'm saying is, come on, let's put the work in first.
I'm not even saying nothing, man.
No? What work needs to go in, though?
Yeah, definitely the work is gonna go in. But what I'm saying is, no offense to anybody, but when you have somebody on the side.
Yeah.
Please say a woman is a distraction.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
I need
say
you.
it.
I need you to.
I'll say it for you.
I need you to.
Woman of distractions.
I wasn't gonna put it on like that.
What's wrong with you guys?
But right now, yeah.
But hold up.
Yeah.
Women are distractions to unfocused men.
What? But this nigga,
why would you?
He needs all the focus right now.
Whoa, there's not a single person more focused than me. You would be hard pressed to find someone.
You forget the tiniest of things.
Listen.
This is getting personal. You see what you did?
No. Here's my rationale, right? Yeah. With a good woman in your corner, you filter out all of the extra nonsense, right? Mm-hmm. Like I'll have time to just be hanging with you willy-nilly. I'm either with my girl or I'm either working. If I'm not working, I'm with my girl. If I'm not with my girl, I'm working. Like, that's my schedule.
But again,
in your head, ideally. So,
no, I'm not even.
And what's a good woman though? Break it down.
A partner, man. Okay.
I think you're gonna need another drink.
It's great. Someone I could work with, like for one. Okay. And I always say, like, in my mind, I'm either gonna marry a female writer, a producer, or an actress. Like, it's crazy. Like, because my work is so intertwined with my I don't have an off day, which is why I'm saying I need a woman there, like a solid, good woman. Don't do that. A woman that we can live through that issue with. Right. So in order to filter out, like, my schedule has to be full in order for me to not engage in nonsense. If I'm bored and just chilling on the couch and you call like, need us have drinks, I have no reason to say no. Right? If I'm with the missus at the crib, you say, need us have drinks, not today, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I have less time
What
to be.
would be the reason for the not today, bro?
Because I'm with female. I'm with my
What
girl.
are you doing with her?
It doesn't matter. Like, even if we're just looking at traffic.
What
I'm cool with that.
What I'm trying to say,
Like,
if you already had a girl,
yeah.
that would be understanding with your life right now and how you're running your whole life.
Okay.
With the work and everything else, that would be cool. But what I'm saying is, now we have a lot to do. It takes time to find somebody. Like, that's all I'm saying, Scott. Like, it takes a lot of time for you to find somebody who will be understanding now, especially with the internet. We talked about the internet just now. Everything is going on.
So if I got married, you wouldn't come to the wedding. Safe to say.
I would be at the bar. Definitely come.
That's cool. That's one less guest to feed. Man, like Scott, you wrote the book, dog. Like, come on. Like,
that's why I'm asking all these questions, because like I'm a introspective kind of nigga, you know. So yeah. I'm listening to you say like, okay, boy, like I want a woman that is like this and like that. It's almost like you got this whole ideal woman like figured out, you know.
No,
I don't know if she exists. She probably does. Possibly doesn't. You know, but
I was like heavy possibly. I don't like the way you said possibly. I don't like the way you said possibly.
But the thing is, like, you've got this whole thing figured out, and you kind of have this idea of, you know, the kind of man you want to be, what you're doing right now, the kind of person that you need in your life, right?
Gotcha.
Cool. The bros out here saying like, boy, I don't think that a woman is ideal right now because of where you're at in life and the kind of shit that you're doing right now, you know? The two things that you think that you kind of have figured out, he is seeing faults in, because he knows that, like, if one more person comes into this matrix, it's fucked.
Yeah, okay.
You know? So he's not coming from a bad place.
For sure.
He's being a real nigga right now. Like, my boy, listen, you gotta put in the work. Ndie. You know what I'm saying?
Look at my face.
You know?
Like,
he's being a real nigga. Like, you gotta put in the work.
Yeah.
And he's right about that. You know, there's a certain level of work that has to go in before we think about all the other ideals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
However, the script also flips at some point, because here we are as gents, like, okay, cool. You know, it's cool to bust a nut here and there, you know, just call a mommy over, like, hey, boy, you know, let's hang out.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something real and something serious, you're still focused on what you ideally kind of want, you know?
Okay.
That's one picture. And you gotta hear me out here. That's one picture, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And when you look at what you ideally want, does it match your reality? Mm-hmm. If it doesn't, that's a part. However, there's another side where you might just go along with life, doing what you're doing, and then meet somebody who doesn't fit the ideal, but is perfect for that space and time and the place you are at in life. That's when you can be like, okay, let's give this a go. But the danger with that kind of person is that as soon as you move out of this space in life and you kind of elevate, that's where we dudes come in and we start with the cheating and all the bullshit, because, you know, that person no longer fits
the
space. You know what I'm saying? So, 100%. Are you man enough to wait for your ideal when you're ready and done with, like, where you're at? Or would you just take what comes now and be like, okay, this is where I am in life, let's move? Look at your ex. Back in Bloom 4 years ago, where's she now?
She's still she's still here. Don't even play that.
With what you just said, Scotty, it's not about me no more right now. I'm not being selfish for me. I'm actually looking out for her feelings. What? You're gonna break her heart, like with your schedule and everything.
Okay.
Now here's
what I'm saying. For one, I hear you fully, and I hear you. I've been hearing you. So here's what, like, number one, I'm not I want A, B, and C. Like, I don't have any boxes that a female needs to take.
Hey, bruh, you just gave me a whole list.
No. I only said I have this thing that I think I'm gonna marry because not for her, because my work. Like, I'm always talking about the issue I do. Always. So I imagine in my head it could be frustrating if I marry an accountant. And then she's dealing with her numbers. I'm out here like, man, I just think about this scene in it's just not going to be
You wanna
enough
chop it up with
space. You
someone,
know,
yeah.
at some point in that, I'm gonna need to turn off that and then accommodate her, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, like, in my mind, I'm just gonna marry someone in the arts because you know we could have that conversation every day, every day. Outside of that, I really don't have any boxes. I don't even have a type. I like whatever I like whenever I like.
Oh no, you have a type. I know.
Oh shit.
Listen. If you see a pattern, that's your view. I don't walk around with no. I don't have a type. And so with this, like if I want to get married, right? And like if you walk to me, I get married. Like today's Thursday, I get married this weekend because I'm good. Like I played. You know, I'm not saying I know everything. I've smashed all the girls on the planet. But I've dated enough for me, like, okay, cool. So I've seen this game.
You know your type.
Like, no,
You got a type.
it's not a type, bro. It's like it's like going to the club like right now.
Yeah.
I could tell you if we go to a club, what's gonna happen, the kind of people we're gonna meet, how the night is gonna end up.
Because you know the vibe.
Because I've been there. Like I've done that. Like I've clocked the game.
So technically, you know the kind of club that you'd go to because you know the vibes. So that's a type.
Nah, dog. It's not the type. It's not a type. I know the lifestyle. I know what the club scene can give. I know what dating can give. Like I've dated, I've broken up, I've broken hearts. My heart has been broken. Like I've gone full circle.
All
like
that dating, you know what get your heart pumping and what gets the blood pumping.
My point is, I know what comes out of it. Like if I've been single for a minute, I think about 3 years now. Right? I've been single for like 3 years. I know what that game is. Like I know.
Have you been smashing in the 3 years? Though?
Yeah. Oh no, it's not pressing 3 years. I've been. It's okay.
You've been doing your thing.
It's biology. What I'm saying is, for 3 years, right? Yeah. I know the best of it and I know the worst of it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the yin and the yang. Alright, I'm cool. I want to check out now. Yeah. It doesn't excite me. So let's go to marriage.
You know what I was asking you if you smashed in the 3 years that you've been single? Because I mean, it's so funny that it's so easy to be like, I've been single for the last 3 years, and someone of the opposite sex is gonna be like on some, oh shit, and that means that like you got yourself together, trying to figure yourself out, the kind of man that you want to be and whatnot. That means that there's some sort of responsibility and self-introspect that you've taken on this journey. Like you went on this thing, because women have this thing where when they single like, and they go on this like celibacy tip, right?
Got you.
And a lot of them, funny enough, go through it when they are reaching the marriage side of things. So you'll find a woman like out here on some, gets her heart broken by a dude, or a relationship goes south. She decides, okay, cool, I'm gonna be single. She goes from being single to being celibate to being like totally alone, right? And in that space, she's figuring herself out, the type of woman she wants to be, where she's at in life, what she wants out of life. And that's the space that you were talking about, bro. Like on some, you're not ready yet. Like you're still doing this thing. You're still doing you. Let's build. You know what I'm saying? And that's what she's doing in that process, right?
Gotcha.
And immediately after that, some dude comes along, hey, hi, By then, she can already suss out the bullshit. So she knows what's for her and what isn't for her.
True.
The dude that she probably starts dating after that period where she's been, alone, celibate, and whatever, single, is the period where obviously like she sifts through the nonsense. The dude that she starts dating after that period, they probably like gonna knock up. He's gonna knock her up. They're gonna have a baby. She's gonna get married to this dude. We on the outside will be looking at her like, oh damn, this girl has changed. Like all of a sudden, like she hit a 360. But it was a process that she went through. But we dudes have this thing of like, I've been single for the last 3 years. Okay, nigga, you've been smashing a lot. Yeah, fuck. I've been smashing a lot,
Yeah.
And we don't give ourselves that time to kind of like, okay, boy, these are my priorities right now. This is what I'm working towards.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm trying to avoid, because chances are we're smashing the same honeys that have been toxic to us, that have caused the breakups and shit. We breaking them further, and they get themselves into a point where they're like on some fuck. There are no real niggas because like we out here just smashing them because we single and shit.
Yeah.
So by the mere fact of us saying that we're single doesn't necessarily mean that we are fixing internally.
Gotta touch the Scotty, man.
Yeah.
I see why this brother. I see why you got a book. Yeah, he got a book for good reason. Yeah.
So now, when we go through this whole like single phase, like I was saying, we're not necessarily fixing anything. We're not introspecting on much. It's almost like wasted time. Those 3 years go by so fast, and we're like, shit. It's been 3 years I've been single. You know, I don't have a woman by my side, but I've been having pussy by my side. Type of shit.
Yeah.
Now, when it gets to that whole marriage phase, which is why we're here, and why I'm saying that the ideal that you're looking at versus where you're at right now is probably not a good match, where you probably shouldn't be, you know, it's good to kind of like forecast, like this is what I want. But however, it's not a right now kind of situation, because you're still working on a lot. You don't want to bring somebody else into your mess. I understand you want somebody that's in production and doing all these things, but that should not be the essence of your type.
Got you.
The essence of your type should be more deep rooted, you know? Who the fuck am I as a man? What do I want out of life? What am I doing with my life right now? What bullshit am I not trying to have out of a woman? What conversations and level of conversations am I having with this person? Yeah, it could be about work, but that can't be 100% of the time. Let's talk some like deep shit, like, you know, baby girl, like, what's the moon looking like without being high? You know, baby girl, let's take a walk without driving, you know? Baby girl, we are broke, you know? Understanding that the check is coming in 5 days, you know what I'm saying? So we need to kind of have this period where we're single because we are working on self and understanding and being self-aware, so that by the time that we feel that we're ready for any sort of relation with the opposite sex, we come with receipts, boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it.
Listen, I take all of those boxes you mentioned.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to turn on the ego and bravado for a second.
Let's go.
You know.
Pull it up.
That's by nature. That's how I am, right? Like I don't know how to 50% or half us do anything. So if I'm gonna do it, I go in relationship or profession, whatever aspect you want to look at. So even in the question of being single, like the only constant thing is every time I'm single, I'm not single for like 3 months. I'm single for a long time. I'm talking about single for years, and you know what I mean. So in that time, it's like the whole 9 yards of, okay, great, being single is awesome. I could smash girls with no accountability. Okay, cool. And then being single is very lonely. This issue is, do I really want this? Like, is it as cool as it is? And then you're like, okay, wait, now I want a girl. I want da-da-da-da. And then you don't get a girl when you're chasing her like that, because now no one, like, you just reek of that desperation. So you do that and like, oh crap, wait, no, this is not, I don't want it. Wait, what am I doing? Wait, who am I? Why am I incapable of being single? Am I going to die alone? So, like, that journey is always there. Like, so I go through all of that, and then you just come back to the beginning of like, wait a minute, okay, let's just regroup for a second. What are we doing? Who are okay? Are we good with this? Okay, this is what I have. This is what I want. Alright, sharp. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But then, you know, I want it. So you know, the doors are open to the universe. Like, I want this. So what I'm saying to say is, you are 100% right. We men, we don't have as women do. Man, I'm single. I'm trying to find myself. We don't. If I'm single, man, it's because I ain't found a big enough ass yet. So I'm just gonna until. However,
man's gonna eat.
I just don't fit that group. I'm just not that guy. Like, I'm just not that guy.
I understand that, like, biological clock doesn't stop.
Screw that.
No. Listen.
Screw the clock. I don't even
listen to me.
Don't tell me you're no clock.
I don't know, Scott.
You're gonna turn down that ego.
Yeah, turn it down. Turn it down.
Just saying, there's no clock.
I don't know, Scott, man.
Yeah.
You wrote the book, so from what I've seen, a lot of short, man, a lot of women out there have a set time for when they want to get married.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot. Like, they'll tell you at 25, I have to be hitched.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for me right now, in this life I'm in, I realize that's quite problematic. I'll try it out with a certain short, you understand? Yeah. And then I'll forget small things, like texting back, because my boy called up, we have to do a run. And when the run comes in, I understand, okay, fine, I'm building for the future. In fact, I'm building for us. And then when I come back, Shorty is going crazy right now. You know, she's man, you're not giving me time, you're not giving me this, you're not giving me that. Yeah. I'm like, listen, I was working, I was grinding. This is not for me. This is basically this is in my mind. I'm not going to tell you that. It's okay. But I'm saying that in my mind, like, this is not for me, but like me alone. This is for all of us. You understand? But they don't understand that. But I understand that they have like a set time they want to get married. But right now is not that time for anybody.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you? I just need to break it down.
Is there such thing as right time?
I want to break that down, right?
Yeah.
So us men, I think like we dumb, right? And I'm saying that we dumb. We dumb because for a long time we've allowed women to dictate what should be done when and what men should be.
Yeah.
Right? So if you don't go through that process of like introspecting and understanding yourself as a man, the kind of man that you want to be, where you want to be at, what you need to do as a man, you're going to fall into the trap of some honey coming to you like on some, I need to be married by the age of 25. Oh wait, hold up, baby girl. Are you ready for marriage at the age of 25? You know what I'm saying? Have you gone through the process of to be eligible for marriage at the age of 25? Because I don't want somebody that's going to come into the house like, at 8 o'clock after work, like on some, I'm tired, and then just like lays around with like the dishes not being done, the house is a mess and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are going to be like, but it's not a woman's duty to be doing. Yes, it is. It is a woman's duty.
Let them know.
You know what I'm saying? We have all been given duties, in our respectful sexes, and for me, as a man, my duty is to provide, and I'll never run away from that shit, which is why you were saying right now that, listen, but like, doesn't she get it though? Like I'm doing this for us. Because it's instinctive. Provision is instinctive for you, you know what I'm saying? And provision is not necessarily how big your paycheck is, It's making sure, protecting your family, making sure that everything like is okay, that she can, everything can move, that she doesn't have to worry about like a lot. Yeah, she can bring in the groceries with her paycheck or whatever, but in terms of this machine running, you're the oil, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And she can't take that away from you. But a lot of us have gotten into situations where we listen to these people like on some, I need to be married by the age of 25. Okay, wait. Like, are you okay? Like, are you mentally there yet? Have you legit gone through those processes? And to always show that somebody is not ready is when she's gonna tell you like on some, no, a woman's place is not to wash dishes. Yes, it is, motherfucker. When you're ready, you know that that's your place. So fuck feminism and all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Scott.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Bro, it is.
A woman that is ready knows her place.
Yeah.
She can be a feminist. I'm anti-feminists in like how the world has gotten them to be.
Yeah.
But I'm pro-woman fighting for equality. I'm pro-equality in that sense. Anti-feminist in terms of the movement, but I'm pro-woman and equality. Like, I stand for that shit. But even with women that, like, have gotten to the space where they feel like, okay, they're fighting for equality and, like, amandla, womandla, whatever it is that they're chanting, they know that as soon as they step out of the boardroom into the household, like, the submission levels are different. So a woman that can't see that, but is saying, I need to be married by the age of 25, my boy, like, you're up for divorce, like, now. Or, like, you're going to lose focus. You know what I'm saying? And, like, what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to do, because she doesn't get it. Like, boy, my job here is to provide. And I've got to keep this machine running because I am the oil. If she doesn't get that and she wants, no, take me, how am I going to take you to Dubai? And how are we going to hang out if I don't get, like, this done?
Yeah.
Because this has to be done first.
This has to be done.
Yeah.
This has to be done first.
Yes.
Who's gonna pay for the lights when we out here romanticize? Like, who's gonna, like?
Why you
when I'm digging you down, like, who's gonna pay for the lights? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, do they have patience enough to understand the process, or are they just there for, I want to get married because, like, I'm gonna wear a white gown and look pretty, wear makeup.
And I seen you in a suit. You look nice in a suit, so
Boy,
you fit the criteria.
Suit don't mean shit. Us the dudes that wear blue suits with their skinny socks. What do you call
the
those
brown
socks?
shoes.
Their brown shoes. Happy socks. MacBook. Liars,
my boys are just really being that guy.
Calm down.
Don't throw.
I think you should calm down. I think you should calm down.
I'm calm. For the first time in this conversation, I'm calm as hell.
This is what gets the check. Blue suits. This is what gets the check.
You want to be grinding. Okay. I feel you, dog. I hear you. Let me throw this. I have a dude, man. I was actually the photographer at his wedding. He got married last year. He got married it's cool, wedding weekend, blase, blase, blah. I think about maybe 2-3 weekends later, we have a young session at the crib. Like, call the homies up, put some meat on the grill, get some drinks, and then there's female energy, obviously, and newlywed brothers in attendance. We're boys. He's not going to discriminate. So he's going to come through. But when he comes through, he's not coming through with married man game. Dude is like, no, I'm still trying to get in some action. I'm like, dude, I met your wife 2 weekends ago, right? Like, I took pictures of you. And his defense was, no. I'm not hiding the fact that I'm married. I'm not hiding the fact that I'm married. So his whole movement is, I'm married, yes, but now I need sides that know that I'm married, so that they know their place. So my marriage is constant; that doesn't change. But I'm still gonna tap out, and just play my thing.
How do you feel about that?
I was like, man, that's garbage, and we had that conversation. Like, man, dude, that's garbage. You don't.
So you didn't chase him out like I'm saying, nah, bruh. Leave.
Nah, because it wasn't my house.
Yeah.
We were at. I was just like, it was like I was living with the dude that were
So you didn't make an announcement like, yo guys, all the honeys here, this nigga's married.
Nah, because he came with his ring, so his ring was doing that. I just had a conversation with him one-on-one. It's like, okay, dog, that's not it. Like, that's not. And I suppose I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't met his wife, which is a problem. But I met your wife, dog. Like, I know your son. Like, I was in your family unit. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen your unit. And you're gonna do it like now? He's like, hey, dog, like, no, I'm married. Everyone knows I'm married, so they know that whatever them and I are doing is only for this.
But you see what the culture has done, though.
So that's why I was like that. That was literally the beginning of this. I was like, man, like, where are we doing as men? Like, do we this whole phenomenon of marriage now? Because someone, thanks, bro. A female came to me and she's like, well, Ndie, what is wife material at that? Because now you want a woman that cooks, cleans, is good with the family, You get her, and then you still step out on her. So even that wife material that you preach that you want, you still can't even be faithful to that. Right. So like, what is wife material? What do you want? So then I was like, oh snap, she's not wrong. Like I want a woman that cooks and cleans and takes care of my kids, and it's cool. Like, I get her. Give me a couple of years, I'm still going to step out with the secretary. Like, So now it's like, man, okay, then what do we do? What do we want? Do we know as men now, like, what's happening?
Can we have a midway toast? I don't want to break tradition with Joe, man. This is some deep shit.
Like, toast whatever feels. But yeah, so like, long story short, the question, like, do we know what we're doing? Like, this thing of marriage, I get it, and I'm with you on the female side, and you've got to be ready whenever your age is, and like, we're providers, we're leaders, right? I'm not having your conversation right now, but like, are we ready? Because even if a woman, poor child, meets the standards that we set, we still abuse, we still step out, we still act foul. So, like.
Well, I'm glad that you brought it out here because, the reason why we needed to start with women was to kind of like cut out the cancer, right? Because I think once we cut out the cancer, we can deal with ourselves.
Yes.
So, pressure comes from everywhere else. And let us not forget that these women want to clock time because they're being told. It's what they've been taught, that, baby girl, like, wanaka at this age, you need to be and and they grow up with this thing. However, they come to us and they project it as though like this is their own thinking and that they're smart and that they're more mature. There's no such bullshit, right? Like, we all literally go through stages at the same time. So you can't tell me that you're 25 and you got like a 30-year-old's mind. No.
Doesn't work.
You're still immature, bro. The maturity is on the outside, how you dress and how you see the moment where a woman dresses and acts according to how society wants her to, then you know that she's very immature still, that she does not have self-identity. We take that shit up and we soak it, and she's like on some, I want to be married by 25, baby girl is busy doing everything that all these other honeys are doing, like she can't embrace herself, she's still got like insecurities and all this shit, and you want to listen to that type of person? Nah, fam. So when we flip the script and bring it over to the men's side, we understand that, okay, that is not perfect. That is toxic actually all by itself. Now let's deal with us because now we've cut out the cancer. Cool. When am I going to be ready? For a lot of us, it's okay. I might be in love, but I need to be financially stable first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or I might be in love, but like I feel like she's not reciprocating my kind of love, you know? Or maybe like I've got like childhood traumas and shit like that put me off. I was from a single parent household and maybe I need to deal with that shit, you know? Maybe that's what's not making me ready. Or one that we as dudes never speak about is the one where when we grow up, ideally, because of what we've also been taught, the more girls you bang, the more it makes you a man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us are not honest in the fact that we grew up looking up to wanting to just fuck because that's what we were told.
Yeah, that's what makes a man.
That's what makes a man.
It's true.
And then like we get amongst ourselves and we kind of lie to each other, whatnot, even though it might have not been true. You know, and you get there like, what's your boy, like, your ass, and I hit it like this, you know? And we all do the same when we come together, like, we tell these stories, but, like, they fable, they're lies. It's not the truth.
Yeah.
And then, what we don't do, the injustice that we don't do as men is we don't come back and be like, yo, boy, I was hurt. Because you know, once I speak to the boys, like, it's fucking done. That shit fucked me up emotionally.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, fana like, hey, Sarafina, because that's the fix, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do you see, like, with us as well, like,
Yeah.
where the problems start? Like, do we deal with that shit enough to understand that, okay, I might not be ready for marriage because, like, I still got a whole lot of shit that, like, I need to undo in what a man should be.
Hey.
It's a law, though.
Hey, man.
That's a law.
It's a
Some
deep
niggas
thing.
are gays out here.
Yeah.
No offense to my LGBT and Q and everything else that comes through, because I know it's a lot.
Yeah,
but
man.
some of these dudes have gone in that direction because they never felt loved by other men in terms of brotherly love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They go in these directions and they go fucking other dudes and shit. Like, nah, bruh. You know, nah, bruh.
Like,
nah, bruh.
What up, Scott?
Nah, fam. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I'm not.
yeah.
You know, but I'm just saying that like they do this to go and find identity in other things, you know, and then they're gonna come here and be like, Azam, no, this is how I am. No, you've been conditioned to be this way because of how you were treated in your early childhood. You know what I'm saying? Oh fuck, bro, you can have me all you want, but like
it's cool being in the man space because again, like I'm with you in the sense that, man, like being a man, like we were told what it is, right? We never, which is now an idea that I argue with, because like we were told as a man you do A, B, and C, you react in A, B, and C, like you don't cry. Like not so long ago, my pops' younger brother passed away, right? So like it was an emotional thing. So you know, I caught tears in that, right? And one of the elders in the family was like, "Nah, stop it. Like don't do that. Like, man, don't."
I've never cried in my life. I'm joking.
That's you. Like you need to fix whatever you demons you dealing with.
Yeah, bro.
But it was like a quick nah. Hold it together. Put it together. And in my mind, I'm like seriously, like I just lost this, and then I'm not supposed to. Okay, cool. If I don't cry, then how am I? What's the right way then to deal with it?
Go beat up a woman.
Yeah, because clearly, if crying is not for men, okay, cool, I'll take that. But then what's my outlet, right? Like if you say don't do this, this is how you do it, sharp, I'll take that. But if you say don't cry,
then what should I do? Yeah.
Okay, then how do I let this fish out? You know what I mean? So I'm saying that to say like it's been created that like we are supposed to be in this way and we do these things and da. And my whole question is like, there's no question that I am black. There's no question that I am a male.
Yeah,
it's just facts. That's what I am. Why do I have to act like this?
That's
right?
True,
Like what? Like if I wake up in the morning, I'm waking up the way a black man wakes up.
Yeah.
Right. I wake up, I drink tea. I drink green tea. Shit, a black man wakes up and he drinks green tea. That's not. Why do I have to try and fit a mold if my being
You
is
drink green tea.
I was about
like,
to
no,
I heard everything you said. Went out the window. You drink green tea.
you're not having me for that. You're not having me for that. My point is, stay with me. My point is, why can't I define what I am? Because again, I'm black. I don't have to try and be black.
Do you have it in a cup and sauce
I'm black.
or in a mug?
I got it in a transparent cup too.
Oh shit!
You got your
Those five roses there.
Yeah,
You got your pinky float in there.
That's
You definitely
no sugar with it. If you must add honey, no sugar.
I don't want to add anything to it. I'm not going to drink it.
Slice of lemon if you want to add a
No,
little
thank
zing.
you. I'm cool.
My point is, Scott, you're right. Like there is a mold that we're told, no, you got to fit in this. If you don't go in there, then you're not a real man.
That's true.
But my views, our task, and like just break that whole ish down. Like I don't have to try and be black, bro. I'm black. I don't have to try. Like it's just me.
Inherent.
I don't have to try and be a man. I am a man. You know, like if I feel like this, then damn it, men feel like that. That's valid. If I want to do this, then men do that. I don't.
It's life.
I can't act out of character. I can't escape being a man and then come back being I'm a man. So what I do is what a man does. You know, so I'm all of this. I'm just saying, man. Like we need to redefine what we are because clearly this mode that we've adopted.
Not redefine, bro. Like I think we need to define.
Yeah.
When we say redefine, we are basically saying that like we need to cast another version of like version 2.0. You know?
I feel you.
We need to define because I don't think that manhood has ever been defined. It's been loose. Nobody can come to you know why I say that. You know why I say that. You know why I say that. Nobody can come to you and say, this is the definition of a man. And listen, I've been studying this shit for a long time, bro. Like, no one can ever come to you and say, this is a fixed definition of a man. So, meaning that there has been no definition since men have been men. So now we need to start defining what a man is so that we don't get caught up in the bullshit of what a man should be.
Yeah.
And a lot of other sexes are telling us, this is what a man should be. This is how a man should behave. And we just like get caught up in this bullshit, like on hold up, like, a man should wear a blue suit, happy socks, carry a MacBook, drive a BMW, take you to Dubai. What the fuck? No,
Scotty's been through it. I love it. I love
but
it.
like you know
it's
what I'm
true.
saying?
It's true. It's true.
No,
It's
I
very true.
had someone tell me, I'll never forget this day in my whole motherfucking life, boy. Like this girl, so. You know, obviously, like going through the stages of life, I'm seeing her and I'm like, this one is a perfect candidate. You know, she's got a job, you know, like looks like her finances are good. She's got her own place, like everything is standard and whatnot.
Got you.
And then she rocks up to me and I was like, what do you want in a partner? You know, it's like, no, I just want somebody that would take care of me. Mind you, this is like a feminist type girl, you know, somebody that could take care of you. Okay. I thought that you were independent. You know, because I mean, that's what feminism is, right? I'm like, okay, cool. So, like, what do you want in a man? Because I asked her, what do you want in a partner? Like, what do you want in a man? You know, like, no, he needs to be indorta.
Wow.
Huh? What is indorta? No, like, you know, he needs to be like a man's man.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
That real rough.
Yeah, so me, I'll ask questions. Like, I won't be scared, bro. I'm not scared to leave the table, you know? But I'll ask questions until I, like, get, like, you know, what I'm trying to hear. It's like, no, Indo, what is that? Like, no, you know, he must be like, you know, like Shaka Zulu, like, type of shit. You know? He must be, like, strong and, like, he mustn't, like, be a yes man. And, you know, she's giving me, like, all these tabs, you know?
Yeah.
I look at this girl and I'm like, suddenly that attraction like just like faded, bro. I was like on some shit, like this is so shallow. So then I eventually asked her towards the end of the conversation, like, so where did you get this idea of, you know, what a man should be and stuff? I mean, you're a woman, right? And she's like on some, no, but like I mean, it's everywhere around us. And that for me, that's where I knew. I was like on some, nah, bro, this is muddy waters, bro.
You don't know.
I'm not going there, bro. You don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Damn.
So my strength is in me not crying. Oh fuck, man! I want to come back to a woman that I cry to, cause like I know how hard it is and how much it takes for me to hustle, bro. Like I know my grind. That shit makes you like fall on your knees and cry, bro. You know?
Yeah.
I know like that, like those missed meetings and like getting into those boardrooms is not easy, bro. You know,
Yeah.
like meeting the 25th, that deadline, bro. Like shit.
It is
You know,
not a joke.
so if I can't come to you and cry and you want me to be a man's man, you're throwing me into the pits.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
Slowing down everything.
I like that. We gotta define instead of
Yeah,
redefine.
redefine, bro. We gotta define.
I'll take that. I'm with that.
So what we as dudes, as fellas, you know, before we even talk about marriage and shit, who are we?
We need a part 3 of this.
Yeah, shit like
Oh, definitely.
you got dicks, cool.
You got the book with you, Scott?
I got the book, bro. The
Yeah,
book is
I
out
see the
here.
book, though.
Actually, I wanted to gift you guys that shit.
Let's
Like,
see the book, Scott.
Damn, we need a part 3 of this conversation, man. Like, it's buck wild.
Things got so real right now. Like,
this is for you. This is for you. So like,
that's the one. That's
for
the
me,
one.
Yeah.
a lot of people, right? Like, and
I'm
I'm
with that.
yo, I'm not marketing, but I need to tell the fellas about this
Nah,
shit.
man.
So for me, like with this book, right? Everybody's like, the title is called Finding Makoti, right? And they're assuming that like it's on about like, you know, being a man that's looking for a wife and shit. This book is about introspect. Everything that we've been talking about now is shit that I had to like sit down and be like, wait, fuck. All these girls that I've been dating have been different types, but they've been within a type, right?
Got you.
All through different seasons of my life, and I needed different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But through the breakups, I was actually able to see that, like, okay, cool. I know that the end goal is to get married.
Yeah.
That is the natural order of things. And we might not even say marriage for like the non-spiritual people. We can just call it like, you know, co-inhabiting with somebody, you know, like a partner. At the end of the day, like the end goal is to have a woman by your side as a man. I don't care who the fuck you are. Otherwise, you're like, well, I can't say that you're not a man, since, you know, you know. But at the end of the day, it is nature for us to end up with the opposite sex and reproduce, you know. But in order to reproduce, we need to build a relationship and a life with this person, so that what we reproduce becomes good fruit. You know what I'm saying? And if that is the end goal, and for me the title, that's when it came through, like on Finding Makoti. And for me that Makoti part, like that bride part, was just that, like on some, okay, dude, I need to find somebody that is going to be with me so that we can like birth life and birth a life together. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily about like trying to find a woman. It's about like trying to understand myself enough to have somebody by my side that kind of like meets my level of self-awareness. They need to be self-aware, I need to be self-aware, and we both need to like kind of be in that same space where we are building towards that common cause, because it is a natural order. You know, at the end of the day, we can strip all the bullshit, the Dubais, the good life, the cars and whatnot. When you look at it like nail and point, we are all headed towards a common goal, like as partners, you know. So you and your partner, me and my partner, the goal is like the same.
For sure.
And we need to understand who we are and what we are so that we can get to that goal. Otherwise, we just like wasting at life kind of shit. That's where that shit came from. It's not about like fuck women. Yeah, it's about my story talking about women. It's not about that shit, dog.
For the book, that was
No,
the
it's about niggas, dog.
Toast to Scotty.
Toast to Finding Makoti, man.
How do I get a hold of him?
Man.
Like, if you were to mark him.
That's just like a real interview question, man.
Like,
We're not here to
Damn.
what?
Please don't answer that. Hell nah.
We gotta go.
You know what? Screw you.
No, you know what?
This is it. Cut it.
Fuck the book, bro.
We're good.
Fuck the book, bro.
Man.
It's not about